Hi friends, I have a book for you. It's called From Seed to Plant. From Seed to Plant. Most plants make seeds, and a seed is the beginning of a plant. Seeds come in all different shapes and sizes and colors. All seeds grow into the same kind of plant that made them. So that's a big old oak tree, and it drops some acorn seeds. If that seed gets planted, it'll become another tree. This one's a sunflower seed. It dropped right in there from the sunflower. So if you planted the sunflower seed, it would become a sunflower, right? Many plants grow flowers. Flowers are where the blah blah. Many plants grow flowers. That's the part where the seeds start. There's all these happenings in the inside of a plant. If you ever look super close at a plant, there's all these different parts. Right out here on the end, that's the important part. That's where the pollen sits. And if flowers are going to keep growing, they need pollen. And their friend flowers need pollen. So here's a picture. All this little like dusty stuff, that's the wind blowing the pollen back and forth. That's going to help these flowers grow. There's another way the pollen can get back and forth. Bees and other insects and hummingbirds help pollinate too. While they visit flowers for their sweet juice called nectar, pollen rubs onto their bodies. Then they carry the pollen to another flower where it comes off. So maybe a bee landed over here and was enjoying the nectar in that flower, and then it flew all the way across the yard onto another flower and dropped some of the pollen. That's good for flowers. That's just one of the reasons we love bees. Bees are important. Here's the inside of that flower again. And there's little seeds starting to grow inside the flower. They're hard to see sometimes, but they're in there. Seeds grow inside the flower, and even as the flower begins to die, the seeds become bigger. Maybe a fruit or a pod grows around them. That protects the seed. There's this pod. That might be a bean in a garden, and inside are seeds. Maybe this is a flower from an apple tree, and a little apple is starting to grow. Maybe. When the fruit or the pod ripens, it breaks open, and the seeds are ready to become new plants. Some of the seeds fall to the ground around the base of the plant, and that's where the new plant will grow, right there, right where the seeds dropped. There's another way though. Seeds can move. Seeds can get carried. Some pods or fruit open and the seeds pop out. Sometimes a bird might eat the berries and then they drop the seeds while they're flying away. That's another way the seeds can get carried. Other seeds fall into streams, ponds, rivers, or the ocean. They travel the water until they stick. Travel, and then maybe they stick to the shore. That's another way seeds can travel. The wind can scatter seeds. I bet you know what kind of flower this is. That's a dandelion. And when it's all done blooming, it becomes one of those puffy wishers, and you blow it. That's really all the seeds blowing off. The wind scatters seeds. Some seeds have fluff on them that lets them float to the ground, like tiny little parachutes. Others have wings that spin when they fall. That's this kind. maybe off of a tree, right? And when it falls, it just spins and spins and spins, but it can get carried pretty far in the wind. Animals help scatter seeds too. They hide acorns and nuts in the ground. Some seeds have hooks that stick to the foot of animals and people's clothes, and then later they drop off. There's some pokey, prickly seeds stuck to somebody's pants walking through. Later, they're going to come off and drop somewhere. A flower bed or vegetable garden is beautiful. Seeds are planted to grow in the garden. Right? These kind of seeds people can buy at the store and then plant in the garden. And then once the plants start to grow and they're all done, sometimes people save the seeds that the plants made so they can plant again in the spring. It's kind of cool. The seeds come in small envelopes or boxes. Directions explain how to plant the seeds and how to take care of them. Here's a really close-up look of a seed. The beginning of a plant is curled up inside each seed. Food is stored inside the seed too. The seed has a coat on the outside to protect it. There's all the good stuff that the seed needs to get nourished. That's the food. And outside is the seed coating. That helps protect the seed until it's ready to start sprouting. A seed will not sprout until certain things happen. First, it must be in soil. Then it needs rain to soak the seed and soften that coat so the moisture will kind of get that soft so it wakes up the seed. I wonder what else seeds need to start to grow. They do really good in soil. They need some water or rain. Let's see what else. Can you guess? I bet you guessed from this picture, right? What's that? When the sun shines and it warms the ground, the seed coat breaks open and the seed begins to grow. This is called germination. The seed began to germinate. That's a big crazy word for it. The seed began to grow. A root grows down into the soil. The root takes in the water and all the good stuff from the soil for food. These are the roots. See, the little coat broke open? And then some roots are starting to grow. And that's now where the new plant will get all the food and good stuff it needs. The roots will soak it up. Up goes a shoot. Oh, it's getting bigger now. Green leaves grow from the top of the shoot. It's looking for the sun now. The leaves need the sun. They're going to help make food for the plant too. Oh my goodness, now look how big it's getting. The plant grows bigger and bigger. The leaves make food for the plant from the water and the minerals and the soil and the sunlight and the air all around the plant. The plant uses all that good stuff. And then finally, the plant is full grown. Buds on the plant open into flowers. There's some flowers. And new seeds are starting to grow in those flowers. Ah, look what happens when the flowers are all done. Fruit or vegetables might start to form. Many of the foods people eat are seeds, fruit, and pods. They are full of nutrients, vitamins, and minerals, and they're tasty too, right? All that food is good for you. And they're all grown from plants. Here's a way you can start a seed. So you guys are going to get a bag from school, and in that bag are some little bean seeds. This picture, it shows them doing it in a jar. We're gonna do it in a baggie. I will send home directions also with those seeds. But the first thing you have to do is get those little bean seeds some moisture, all right? You're gonna put something wet in the bag, and then you're gonna hang the bag at your windows so it gets tons of sun. That's how you're gonna start the seed. It won't even need soil right away. It needs moisture and the sun, and you're gonna start to see the coating on the seed break open. All right, and then we'll see what goes from there. I'm gonna be checking in and asking you guys what happens to your seeds. And it doesn't happen in one day. It takes a couple days. It might even take a week or two. Okay, so be patient with your beans, and you'll see when you get the bags home, you'll get all the directions. And there's just some pictures of flowers. I hope you learned lots about seeds from our book, and you'll learn even more when you get to see your own seed germinate. That means start to grow. See you next time, guys. Bye.